Now today, you see me in my deep blue artist beret because we're going to be talking about that melancholy temperament, the creative, artistic, deep, analytical types. On the DISC profile, that would be the conscientious person. They're very concerned and very conscientious. Melancholies can be very perfectionistic, and they're list makers. They're very detail-oriented, but because they can be so detail-oriented, they see situations for what they are. They're analytical. They can get stuck in analysis paralysis, and they can find themselves seeing the cup half empty rather than seeing it half full. Now, what motivates the melancholic person is order, sensitivity, and quiet with no people. Now remember our sanguine needs people, and that fills her up. Our phlegmatic, we'll find out later, they can do quiet at a dull roar. People can be around, but that's still okay. For this melancholy person, they need some quiet, no people. Now, they're amazing creative types, but if they don't work on that, seeing that cup half empty, it can be really challenging to be around them. My middle son, this bouquet of children, was my melancholy, and he works today in Los Angeles writing music, amazing music, and he's an actor, and he's just deep and caring. When he was 9 years old, we scrimped and saved on our pastor's budget to send this kid to Disneyland. So we took the whole family to Disneyland for 2 days. We did Disneyland to death. So we're in the car driving home, and I say to him, "Jacob, did you have fun at Disneyland?" This is what he said to me. "Pirates of the Caribbean," had that little Elmer Fudd thing going on. "Pirates of the Caribbean was closed." I said, "Jake, we rode Space Mountain 3 times. I stood in line for an hour and a half to take you to the Haunted Mansion, and all you can say to me is that Pirates of the Caribbean was closed?" Well, I thought, this is just not going to do. This kid cannot be this negative and survive life. So I was determined. I went to the bookstore. I filled my backseat full of books. That was before the internet. I was going to shift this paradigm if it killed me. Now, I ran across some teaching that was significantly helpful. You see, that melancholy needs order and sensitivity. Okay, well, my personality type, he would start in on this negative spiral, and what would I do? Suck it up, cupcake. It can't be that bad. Which was the worst thing I could do. I needed to be sensitive and caring and create some order in his life. So that was the first thing I realized. And then this author said that when you have that person, that melancholy on the downward spiral, the analysis paralysis, the cup is half empty, then you listen with sensitivity and care, but then you say, okay, well, what happened good? Or what's good about the situation? Oh, I was ready. My son came home from school, fell on the bed. He started his long litany of everything that was wrong that day, and I listened, and I nodded, and I cared, and then I said the magic question. "Well, Jake, what happened good today?" What am I going to hear? "Nothing." But I waited. 15 long minutes I waited on the side of that bed. I was determined to shift that paradigm. Well, I would have been there for days if that's what it took. And finally, he was able to say, "Well, I did get to dust the erasers." And I said, "By yourself?" "No, my buddy Brandon." "So you and your buddy Brandon got to ditch class and dust erasers. Sounds to me like you're a pretty lucky guy." Well, you should have seen him. Shoulders square, head held high. He's like, "Yeah, I guess I am a pretty lucky guy." Now, that started a ritual that we did 10 billion times over the next few years. Now he's off to college on a music and drama scholarship because they're so talented, those melancholies. And he calls me up 3 weeks after he's there. He says to me, "Mom, they're killing me here." He said, "I go to class all day." He said, "Then I go to music practice, then I go to drama practice, and I fall into bed and I do it all again the next day." And I said, "Well, Jake, buddy, your friend Mark, he's got to hang drywall to pay for his college education. You're getting to go to school doing what you love." And he said, "But Mom, they're killing me here." And there was a tone he had learned. And I said, Jacob? And right away he said, I know, Mom. What's full in the cup? And he told me. Now I watch as he self-corrects because the melancholy sees things and they're real. But we have to work on staying positive in order to survive the relationships we're in and to survive our own selves and our perfectionistic selves. Now, we're going to be taking a look next at our phlegmatic personality type, and I hope you watch all of these videos and then let us know how you see yourself. Now remember, this is the conscientious person on the DISC profile. Stay tuned. Please like and subscribe. We have more information for you. Have a good one.